Good morning, everybody.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Catalyst with Ryan and Rob. I'm Rob Rayborn, a local psychotherapist in the Richmond area.
And that leaves it to me. I am Ryan. I am a local business owner here in Richmond. I own Eagle One. We help clients do all the prospecting for clients and lead generation and outsource our business development.
Yeah, thanks to Eagle One for sponsoring us.
Yeah.
Same
absolutely.
with Resilience Counseling and Social Skills Center of the Richmond area as well. Reach out to Resilience Counseling at resiliencecounseling.care.
Let's get to work. So how's your week's been going? You got the kids going into school?
Yeah, school orientation this week. God, I had to walk through the middle school again and get all those feelings that I felt when I was a nervous rising 8th grader, like my oldest daughter.
Just a few weeks ago.
Precisely. And you and I were both at the elementary school, the new elementary school.
Yeah, I'm Mosley.
Yeah, what a neat place.
It'll be nice having the two schools out here, so you don't have to worry about like 3,000 million people trying to get in line to get your kids off. It'll be just a few thousand, which will be nice.
Exactly. I think I'm gonna take Lily on the electric scooter a few mornings just to try to bypass the car lines and the bus lines. See how that goes.
Aiden just learned to ride his bike without training wheels. I'm gonna have him go with you guys.
Man, you're gonna have to catch up.
It'll be a big week for us.
Yeah.
So what do you think about like going back to school like this time? What goes through the Rayborn household? What are you guys thinking about? What are you guys doing?
Well, it's all about like the process of packing lunches in the mornings and actually waking up and trying to keep everyone's mood excited and prepared. And like this idea of like existential dread, keeping that at bay for the middle schooler. Yeah. Gosh, it's a
tall task.
It's a tall task. It's high pressure time in our household.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. Kids are getting a little nervous. I think mom's getting a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I think it'll be nice to have them in more of a routine. Like as a parent, like we don't have to plan the entire routine for them. I think mom needs it. I think the kids need it.
Are there going to be tears this week? Like mom tears? Dad tears?
Probably my daughter when she's in preschool. When she goes to preschool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Aiden, after about a week or so, will be super happy with school. He's always nervous initially, and then he gets super into it.
Yeah.
So mom tears, though, I think so.
When we went to orientation this week, we went into Andrew's first grade classroom, and there were two desks with Aiden's on them, and I got all pumped up thinking that our kids were going to be in the same class. Alas, they were different spellings.
They're trying to keep us apart, Rob. They're trying to keep us apart.
Well, they know what happens when you get these Redmonds and Rayborns together. It's not good.
Oh yeah, what happens? But a lot of it's like kind of getting in like that routine, into that habit, and kind of brings us to our topic today. And Rob, you can kind of explain some of that too, kind of getting back into habits.
Yeah, nice segue.
Thank you.
Was really well done.
Yeah, not bad. I wrote it down.
Yeah, Ryan and I, we've been talking about the importance of having helpful habits for individuals or families who are wanting to start up their own business, whether they're in the process of the inceptions of their ideas and supporting their passions to come to fruition, or if you're just in the process of now you've built it and you're starting to execute your ideas. It's important to have a lifestyle that matches promoting being able to give yourself the best chance of being successful.
Yeah, and considering we're kind of a combination of business and psychology podcast and radio show, and I think the biggest thing is just consistently having not a routine, but creating good habits that are going to lead to success. Because if you put yourself in a good position, you're more likely to succeed than fail. And then we're all about that here, whether in business or life. So we got 3 things for you guys.
It's always good to be in threes.
Easy to remember. So the number 1 thing, support group, 2, things for health, and 3, productivity tools to help you with your time. And we're going to go over all those and kind of different tools as well as advice around those topics to help make sure you life, business, whatever it is, you're set up for success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Ryan, how can support groups be a habit? How do we turn, a concept of interpersonal dynamic into something that is routine?
Yeah, I think we touched on this last time. I think it's critical to have a positive support group that's going to help you in the directions you want to go in. Mm-hmm. So I think of when you have a support group, you have to find the most important thing I think of right away is you have to find people who are more successful than you in a similar field or maybe in a different field, but very successful people, and start surrounding yourself with them. And like we made the joke earlier, like you almost want to be like the dumbest one in the room or the least successful one in the room, and kind of surround yourself with those people. So
well, that's good. I mean, that's usually what I am. So I've got that down.
Yeah, I think we're both nailing that in most situations.
Yeah.
Especially the dumbest part. We got that down pat.
Definitely. Wow.
But I mean, that's the advice you should always strive to kind of surround yourself with very successful mentors, business people.
How do we find these people? Like, how did you find people that were part of your niche group and vision for yourself, Ryan, when you were starting your business? What did you do?
Yeah, so Eagle One. So we do our big thing is we do business development for people. So the hardest part of most businesses who sell their businesses and their services to other companies. So say it's an IT company that sells their software to another company. Hardest part is getting in front of more prospects, in front of more clients, so you can sell it. So if you're talking to only 5 people this month, but you probably need to talk to 10 or 15 to get the return you want on your software, get the sales you're looking for that year. We do all that. So for me, I was looking for, so who's kind of in a space where they are working with salespeople, or a business owner who's working with salespeople in some form or fashion that's already kind of successful right now. And I found somebody that does sales training. He's been in business for 6 years. Robin Green, actually. He's at Sandler Training. He owns a company out here for 6 years, and he talks a lot with business owners. And he helps their salespeople find prospects and clients. He's in a similar field, just doing different things. And I think that's kind of what you look to do. There could be recruiters who hire salespeople. So they're talking to companies that need, and he's been in business for 20 years. The gentleman I talked to, his name is Jeff. And it's surrounding yourself with people, maybe in a similar industry, maybe not the exact same industry, but similar industry, and who are probably talking, whose clients might be in a similar industry too, and getting in front of them. And you can find them on LinkedIn. You can find them through networking groups. And that's the tools I use. LinkedIn was huge for me to kind of find those people.
And if you're wanting to find other gateways to meet these individuals or these support groups that have the similar industry, you can. I was surprised to know that there's not a lot of people that know that there are entrepreneurial groups in the Richmond area and most metropolitan areas. You can find them through websites like meetup.com. Just type in entrepreneurial, and then you'll find subgroups of people who are entrepreneurial. They have groups for men and women with all different sorts of cultures and backgrounds, and I think that's really neat. Or just individuals who are first-time entrepreneurs or serial entrepreneurial idea folks.
Yep. I think social media too. I mean, you look at social media, like Facebook groups and things like that. You start looking at like where you go on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and start following people who are kind of in the industry you are interested in. And kind of you start getting ideas and you start seeing what they're doing. And you start to kind of create those things. So it doesn't have to be, I think there's a local networking group, but there's also like the social networking aspect of it too. And you're surrounding kind of your day in, day out with successful people.
Ryan, one of the habits that I noticed that you've had as I've been getting to know you more over the last year is that
good ones or bad ones?
Well, the ones that I'm allowed to talk about on the show here is that you meet up with people for lunch or dinner, or Richmond's known for its breweries. What's that about?
Yeah, I mean, some of it's again, I'm finding people in similar industries that have been successful for a while, and find out people that I might be able to work with, or their clients might be able to work with me, or just has maybe good potential mentorships. I find them through LinkedIn or word of mouth, and it's kind of spider webs. It's like you talk to enough people, eventually they tell you to talk to this person, they tell you to talk to this person. And I'm big on grabbing a lunch, buying a drink, grabbing a drink. I like my IPAs. We'll go out after 5 o'clock. Everyone's done with work. We'll go grab a drink together and just kind of get a sense of each other, build relationships that way. And And again, I think you learn so much from those people because they've been in business longer and they've experienced it. But I think, and again, it's a trickle effect. You got to start somewhere, whether it's local networking, asking friends, and LinkedIn. I think you got to start somewhere. And I think that once the ball gets rolling, you'll kind of pick it up pretty quick.
Absolutely. What a cool environment too. I know it seems so simple, the idea of meeting up at a brewery or lunch or dinner, but it really does help to break down some of those walls and establish a different connectedness with individuals that you're wanting to learn and grow from, and to build something that's going to help promote your ideas and passions.
I think one other tip too. So I would challenge yourself to do like one weekly meeting, like start today, like find who are the people you would want to network with and start trying to find them. Have like one lunch or one drink with somebody you haven't met or kind of know, and have a meeting with them this week. And I would start and try just one a week.
Yeah, this is an investment strategy. Yeah, for sure. And when we say drink, I mean, we're not just talking about IPAs that some people can't handle. You can go out, have sweet tea for all I care. This is Virginia after all. You can still keep it Southern.
Arnold Palmer guy myself.
That's straight up 50-50, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got to.
Wow.
Got to get that lemonade in there.
Let's talk about another helpful habit, and that is your health. Yeah, when we were drafting out today's outline, we didn't want to say no, absolutely no alcohol, but we do want to say it's important to limit everything in moderation when it comes to your eating and drinking, because this is part of your mental health game, and you have to be on point with sharpness and your mental aperture.
Yeah, I think, excuse me.
Wow. What is going on over here?
Well, I'm going back to kindergarten or middle school, so I just have to for myself as well.
Oh, I thought maybe you picked something up at the elementary orientation already this week.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was puberty. So big thing. So I'm huge. I think you see most successful people. Again, it's like surrounding yourself. What are the most successful people doing? Mm-hmm. And I think it's creating that. I think we never really recreate the wheel. I'm huge on a morning routine. So I got 3 little ones. They're all up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier. And I'm huge on waking up early, at least an hour or two before the whole house does, and starting my day and being productive from jump. So I think for me, big things that you need to do to be healthy right away, whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon. But I think for me, having a good morning routine before everybody else wakes up, exercise and reading, I think are 2 critical things that are very, very important to your health. Exercise gets you in the right physical mindset, but also kind of releases dopamine and everything into your head to kind of.
It prepares you for learning as well. It's just an undeniable fact that successful people are typically the individuals who are early risers in getting their minds and bodies started for the day through exercise, reading, establishing your daily schedule, like knowing what you're going to be accomplishing that day through a priority list before 6 a.m.
Yeah, like it's exercise, read, and prioritize, and like plan your day. So it's when you're reading, I think when you're opening a business or going into anything really, you're taking in, there's a lot of stressful factors are going in. You want to kind of read up and learn as much as you can and kind of soak in some positive information initially, get the exercise to reduce your stress levels, but also plan out your day. What are the 2 or 3 things that are priority for you to get done today? That way you're taking steps and always actions towards moving results and getting your business off the ground or your health off the ground, whatever it is.
You would be amazed what happens when you sit down with pen and paper in the morning and start listing out things that you could or would like to accomplish within the day. You could easily come up with 10 items and then circle your top 3 and place them. When are those going to happen on that day?
Yep. Block off time. Tools we like. So on health, I've used MyFitnessPal. So if I during COVID, I gained like 20 pounds. I think a lot of people gained weight during that time. I used to play a lot of basketball, and then I went living home all the time. And so Rob and I were working out. I started using MyFitnessPal.
I use Weight Watchers, which is similar.
Yep.
But it's all about metrics, right? It's like know your numbers and allowing yourself to stay within some kind of a modified eating and exercise program. It helps you to know yourself.
And you introduced me to the other one. Was it Wobot?
Yes, that's the mental health app. I want you to download that one today. Wobot it's like a personal mood tracker. He's a little guy. It's a really cute app, actually. He checks in with you throughout the day, almost like a text message, asks you how you're doing, and can provide you with over 100 different evidence-based tools that allow you to keep yourself focused and ready to conquer your day by day.
Yeah, I think it's always about having the right tools. This probably could have went in a support group, but kind of people reach out, people like yourself, counselors and therapists for your mental health, right?
Yeah, certainly. I have a lot of patients who they've found me not because their life was in shambles or they're really struggling.
The opposite, probably.
No, like they were preparing themselves for something greater, and they figured that meeting with the therapist would allow them to open up extra room within their head and their heart space to be able to start executing their ideas with better clarity.
Yep.
You can even find a business coach.
Yeah. I mean, again, this ties into both health and support group, and I think they always intertwine, right? But yeah, business coach. There might be a fee associated with that one, but the business coach, if you can afford it, business coach who's experienced, maybe people are recommending to work with and that are specializing in your specific field are very, very, very helpful. It's almost like everyone, like if you played any sport at any point in your life, you've always had a coach doing it. You might have been very good at your sport or your niche, but there's a coach kind of calling you out, holding you accountable, checking in on you every now and again. I think that's always important, especially as a business owner. You can get very lost in the weeds on the day-to-day operations. And I think things like your prioritization list, along with your business coach, can help guide you in the right direction.
And finding a business coach is easy. Put it into your internet search bar for your city, and you'll find people that you'll see have 20, 25 plus years experience in the business world to some degree, and they could meet for 4 to 6 sessions. It could be a limited time thing that really opens up more doors for you and your potential.
Yeah, and I think that's the same. It's a theme. It's having a good support group and making good choices around health to make sure you're in a good state of mind.
Yeah, we're not built to go alone. Certainly, we can come up on our own with what is our passion projects. How do we want to make the world better? But it is important to have a team that is supporting you, because that's how we're wired for peak performance.
Yep. So, and kind of talking about prioritizing everything like that. The next one, so we went over support group and health. The next one's kind of improving your productivity and you're improving your time management. So big thing, I think this goes back into preparing for the day, but prioritizing your time and blocking off time. So blocking off time on your calendar and taking away distractions during that time. So I'm a pretty good proponent on the morning because there's no emails coming to me. There's no text messages. No one's calling me at 4 or 5 in the morning. Or 6 in the morning, like nobody's doing any business at that time. So I'm very, very productive at that point.
Yeah, it's almost important if you're not utilizing your phone as a tool for your setting up your day or your productivity, to make sure that that's not a distracted part of your protected time. And there's other things that you need to do to protect your time, and that's making sure like your family knows whether or not to be involved with that time. And being in an environment, in a room, a space where you can actually think, and the room is speaking to you, saying, "I've created this space so that I am able to focus and work in this time for my business idea."
Yeah, I'm huge on. I use my calendar. I buy by my calendar for everything. So I'll block off certain times for my calendar that I just know I need to get work done. I have some of my to-do lists on my calendar and notes on my calendar, but I'll block off specific time for me and to kind of hold myself accountable, but also I'll set up meetings with people, whether I'm networking or meeting with somebody or I have intentions to contact certain people. I'll block off time to do that. And just I'm not a big, middle school. I'm not a big admin guy. I don't like to do a lot of the admin that's necessary for running a business. But I have to block off time to hold myself accountable to doing that. And if I put it on there, I'm going to do it. You can do that with exercise. You can do that with time with your family. You can do it with anything. But I think for me, utilizing my calendar has been very, very helpful to make sure not only do I get things done, but I prioritize those as well.
I have a handful of patients who utilize an app called Omnifocus 3, which is a productivity task manager app. It's really neat because it integrates itself into all your smart devices, including your watch, and allows the individuals, the people I work with, to put together their day in a way that makes sense to them, where they're getting things done. By the evenings, they're feeling accomplished and ready for the next steps of their days. I can't imagine without tools like the calendar app or without Omnifocus, note-taking apps like Evernote. Like how is an individual supposed to execute their ideas without having it all in front of them, organized in a way that makes sense?
Yeah, and speaking of like Evernote, so that's a big thing too, and this could probably go into mental health as well. Coincidentally, it always kind of ties in, but I find there's times when you just get overwhelmed. So there's 2 points. So there's times when I'm trying to get one thing done and I haven't turned everything off. So I always turn everything off to make sure I can get that one thing done, because you can always get to your emails and everything later. But the other thing is, like, there's just so many things probably going on in your head, especially as a new business owner. I mean, anybody to go through their head, just write them down.
Mm-hmm.
Like as an idea comes up or a thought comes up to get something done, even work, home, family, whatever it is, just write it down. Because you can get to it later. It probably doesn't have to be done right now. But I think what leads to a lot of stress and anxiety is just there's 20 things up there. Like, write it down. If you have time, put a calendar when you can get it done and when get to it. But
I'm coming up with ideas constantly.
Right this second.
Like right now, 3 ideas are
I gotta go.
Not really. Whether it's something that I want to do for the family, or it's a cheesy dad joke that I want to tell later. And I'll trick myself and say, oh yeah, I'll remember that. And I don't write it down. And then I absolutely cannot recall it. And it's extremely frustrating.
I think you're stressed over like, what was that thing I wrote down earlier? I had to get something done.
Yeah.
What was that?
I think we take for granted how important it is to be making your thoughts tangible throughout the day. There is like magic when you can get pen to paper, or to put your thought down into your smart device, into a note. You're creating a tangible product, which is your idea. And there's something validating and reaffirming when you get to see your thoughts being put out there, even if they're just random thoughts.
Yep.
It's still important to be jotting them down in some way.
Yeah, a lot of this touch base on, so we like to read our books. So I'm actually looking at it right now, but David Allen, The Art of Getting Things Done, the book. But he touches on a lot of this, that to improve your time management and productivity. A lot of it's kind of what we're talking about here. That's a good book to kind of reference. You really don't even need to go too far into the book, because there's some pictures and images that have very powerful tools of how to be productive with your time. That's a good reference book for kind of what we're talking about right now.
Pictures and images. That's often all that I can handle sometimes.
Well, I can barely read, so
yeah. Well,
that's why I bought the book. It had an image. We got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we do. We have to wrap it up. How do we wrap up our shows, man?
So I think, again, 3 things to help you be more productive with your time and kind of in a good headspace when you're
helpful habits.
Support group, have a good support group, healthy habits and tools in place to kind of hold yourself accountable, and productivity tools and things to improve your productivity. Those are 3 things you want to focus on when you're kind of heading in the right direction for positive change and creating good habits.
I got a dad joke for you, Ryan.
Let's do our dad joke, and then we'll do our tip.
What do you call a virus that's also a successful social media presence?
I don't know.
An influenza.
We should just end on that.
It's so bad.
Oh God, you're judging. So follow Rob for all dad jokes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actually ran out of time. So let's So Rob, where can they find you?
You can reach me. Go to our website at resiliencecounseling.care. If you want to directly contact me, go to the team page.
And you can find me, just research Eagle One Marketing in Richmond, and you'll find me there. I'll be on LinkedIn or my website, and it will help you find leads and generate prospects that way.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. This is The Catalyst with Ryan and Rob.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.